The year is 1942. Britain is at war and morale is low. People are afraid of what the future might hold and even more afraid of the enemy they can't see. Hidden away in a top-secret facility, there is a small team of code breakers led by the brilliant mathematician Alan Turing. For over a year, they have been working tirelessly on one thing: cracking the German Enigma code. It seems like an impossible task, yet Turing and his team believe they can do it. In fact, the story of how Turing and his team broke the Enigma code is truly amazing. Not only did it help to win the war, but it also laid the foundations for modern computing. In today's video, we will explore the story behind one of the greatest achievements of World War II. So let's get started. German U-boats were sinking ships left, right, and center in the Atlantic Ocean, bringing the threat of starvation to Great Britain. At the same time, Hitler was getting ready to invade England. British intelligence knew that Germany had a new encryption device called the Enigma, which made it incredibly difficult to decipher German messages. If they could break the code, they would be able to track German movements and potentially save countless lives. But it wasn't just the military that was interested in breaking the Enigma code. British Prime Minister Winston Churchill was desperate to find a way to defeat Hitler once and for all. He put together a team of the country's best mathematicians and cryptographers and gave them one simple order: crack the Enigma code no matter the cost. For a long time, it seemed like an impossible task. The Enigma machine was incredibly complex and generated billions of possible combinations every day. But the team didn't give up. They worked tirelessly for months, trying every possible solution until finally, in May 1942, they had a breakthrough. One of the team members, a Polish mathematician named Marian Rejewski, had been working on a way to break the Enigma code using a machine called a cryptologic bomb. Cryptologic bombs were essentially early computers that could test thousands of possible solutions to encryption problems in a matter of seconds. And after months of hard work, Rejewski and his team had created a bomb that was capable of testing every single combination produced by the Enigma machine. The discovery was kept top secret for fear that the Germans might find out. But when news of the breakthrough eventually leaked out, it caused a sensation around the world. People couldn't believe that someone had actually managed to crack the Enigma code. The German Enigma machine was a marvel of engineering. It was a mechanical device that could generate billions of different cipher settings every day. This meant that it was virtually impossible to guess the key to decoding a German message without the help of a computer. That is exactly what Turing and his team did. They built a machine that could think like a computer to decipher encrypted messages from the Germans. Their machine was called a bomba, and it was the first ever programmable electronic device. It was a complicated piece of machinery, but it worked. The bomba allowed the British to read many German messages, including those sent between U-boat crews. This gave the British Navy enough intelligence to track the submarines and sink them before they could cause too much damage. It is estimated that breaking the Enigma code saved thousands of lives, and possibly even shortened the war by several months. Today, we take computers for granted. We use them every day for everything from checking the weather to communicating with friends to banking. But before Alan Turing and his team broke the Enigma code, computers were unheard of. They were considered to be the stuff of science fiction. After the war, Turing went on to become one of the founding fathers of computer science. He helped to develop some of the earliest computers and is considered to be the father of artificial intelligence. So how did Turing and his team accomplish this seemingly impossible feat? Well, it came down to a combination of factors. First, they had some very smart people working on the problem. Turing was a brilliant mathematician and cryptographer, and he assembled a team of experts in these fields. Second, they had access to cutting-edge technology. The bomb machine was an incredibly advanced piece of engineering for its day. And third, they were working on a problem that had very real-world implications. They knew that their work could save lives, and this gave them the motivation to push through when things got tough. Today, we live in a world that is completely dependent on computers. They are everywhere, but it wasn't always this way. There was a time when computers were seen as nothing more than a distant possibility, something that might never actually be possible to create. But then along came Alan Turing. He showed the world that computers were not only possible, but that they could be used to solve some of the most difficult problems facing humanity. What makes Turing's story even more amazing is that he was working at a time when computers were seen as being the stuff of science fiction. He had no idea whether or not what he was trying to do was even possible, but he didn't let that stop him. He assembled a team of experts, developed some of the most advanced technology ever seen up to the point, and solved a problem that had baffled some of the smartest minds in the world. When the war was over, Turing was supposed to be celebrated as a hero, but instead, he was prosecuted for being gay. He took his own life in 1954 at the age of 41, but his legacy lives on. The computer science field is full of people who were inspired by Turing's story, and there is even a famous statue of him in Manchester, England. So the next time you sit down at your computer, take a moment to remember Alan Turing and his team. They were the ones who showed the world that computers were not only possible, but that they could change the world. But Turing's story doesn't end there. After the war, he went on to teach himself to be a computer scientist, helping to develop some of the earliest computers ever built. He even designed one of the first ever store program computer, which is considered to be a major milestone in the history of computing. Unfortunately, Turing's contributions to computer science were largely forgotten during his lifetime. He was persecuted for being gay and ultimately took his own life believing that he had made no significant contributions to science. However, in recent years, there has been a renewed interest in Turing's life and work. There are now several books and documentaries about him and his work, and he is finally getting the recognition that he deserves. Do you know anyone who is a computer science student? Maybe the story can inspire them. And finally, let's talk about the impact that Turing and his team had on the world. When they broke the Enigma code, they didn't just crack one encryption algorithm. They developed a way of thinking that has had a profound impact on the way we approach problems in general. Before Turing, people thought that if a problem was too complex, then it was simply impossible to solve. But Turing proved that this was not true. With the right tools and techniques, even the most complex problems can be solved. The Enigma code was just the beginning. Turing's work paved the way for the development of some of the most amazing technologies that we have today, such as the internet and smartphones. His contributions to computer science have literally changed the world. The code-breaking work done by Turing and his team at Bletchley Park was one of the most important achievements of World War II. It is estimated that their work shortened the war by several years and saved countless lives. At the end of the day, Alan Turing and his team accomplished something that was thought to be impossible. They cracked the Enigma code, and in doing so, they changed the world forever. Their story is an inspiration to us all. It shows that if you have the right team of people working on a problem, anything is possible. So never give up in the face of adversity, and always remember that even the most complex problems can be solved with a little ingenuity. We hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new about one of the greatest achievements of World War II. If you did, please subscribe and leave a comment below. Let us know what you think, and if there's anything you'd like to see us cover in the future. Be sure to check out our other videos as well. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.